Good afternoon. Today is September 30th, 2019. My name is Olawale Okabolo, Spartacus Trading Corporation, here to bring you the prep report for tomorrow, being October 1st, 2019, pit session trade. It's Today was the end of the third quarter. Now we're entering the fourth quarter of 2019 and also a new month. So we can spend a little time on the monthly chart. Not much to talk about though. What we have is on the monthly, you can see for yourself with one time frame and higher. Um, I'm going to go ahead and look forward and say we're going to one time frame 2 months because more than likely when we open tomorrow, unless something happens and the market really sells off to stop the one time framing, it's safe to say, at least for now, for tomorrow, we're one time framing 2 months for the month of September, and we're going to say October, wherever October decides it wants to open. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to look forward a month. So one time frame in 2 months, and that will put us in a 3 month balance area. I'm saying 3 months. We have one, two, and when October opens, unless we open above September's high, which is at 24 half, we are in a 3 month balance area. So I'm looking forward once again. So one time framing up 2 months, and we're in a 3 month balance area, just waiting for October to open. I talked about this former 2 month balance area. Oh boy, what an ugly line, right? All right, I talked about this 2 month balance area. Um, ooh, that's ugly. Let's just get rid of it. You can see it for yourself. This is the balance area high. I wanted to know this month, September, do we close back within this balance area, former balance area? And if we did, that's another breakout failure, and more than likely we'll probably get some rotation throughout the month lower. But we did close above it, so that's a mute point. Going on to the weekly, we are now currently one time frame and lower, 2 weeks, one, two time frame and lower 2 weeks. We are also in a 2 week balance area. Let me zoom in. 1 week, 2 weeks. This is the beginning of the week. So currently we're in a 2 week balance area. We're trading above the halfway mark of this 2 week balance area. So just something to pay attention to as far as where are we exactly um, in relation to the 2 week balance area. Not much to talk about on the weekly. Moving on to the daily. I just have the daily in a 5 day balance area. One, two, three, four, five. 5 day balance area. Within that 5 day balance area, we're in a 2 day balance area. One, two. Just for you to know, we are trading above the 5 day half back, which is the high and the low, divided by two. We're trading above the 5 day half back as well as the 2 day half back, just to have some kind of gauge of where we're trading within the balance. So, not much to talk about with the bar charts. Let's go to the profiles. You can refer to my September 30th prep report as far as or the morning report actually from today as well, as far as what needed to happen. Refer to the morning report. I think it was more up current information as far as what needed to happen today in relation to where we were opening. I talked about a rally high wherever it was. The market did not. The market opened above that rally high, and we traded higher. That was a good reference to use. I talked about the fact that the market initially would probably be unchanged. In order to get some kind of elongation, we would have to have one time framing. That's exactly what happened. Even though it was a slow, ugly day, I believe I only took one trade in the pit session. That worked out, and I took the rest of the day off. So we had one time frame and the one time frame stopped, and there came the rotation. Going into tomorrow, we want to pay attention to this M period low. It's a pullback low. We want to know where does value develop in relation to this pullback low. very simple. Tomorrow should be a very readable day. Um, if there's any change in the market, if there's any change in the market, value will begin to develop below this pullback low. If the trend is still on to the upside, value will continue to develop above this pullback low. Also, we have an inside day. Today is still within Friday's range. You can play the inside day rules is go with all breakouts, either at the high or the low. Let's just address the downside. The first clue that there could be something to the downside is that value will develop, as I talked about earlier, below the pullback low, and you get a breakout from here. You possibly can trade lower and tag some of these anomalies if the market really gets some legs underneath it. But you got to keep in mind overall value, if we're trading lower, will be unchanged. So what you need to have is one time framing lower. All right, let's talk about the upside. You go with a breakout from today's high. Usually with the inside day, all bets are off at the opposite extreme, but there's something I want to show you that makes it a bit interesting, which I believe if this market is going to trade higher, we will probably gap tomorrow. More than likely, we will gap tomorrow and hold the gap. That's if we trade higher. Why? Because if you look at this overnight structure, starting from here, what you get is what profile theory talks about a little firecracker. So we got a mini firecracker that could continue to help the trade continue to the upside. So you get the break from the inside day. Then usually all bets are usually off at the extreme of the prior day. But with these um, highs that's not that far from each other from a previous overnight, I believe stops will be above there. We probably will hit that maybe in the overnight. More than likely, this trade will probably happen in the overnight. And then that could keep us up. So then that will put us in this day's range. And we have a double distribution that hasn't been filled, as you can see. Let me zoom out. We have a double distribution that hasn't been filled. We have two double distribution actually that hasn't been filled. So that could put some more pressure on anybody who's short. Give you a little more juice to the trade if you're long. If you happen, timing is very key on getting on board with this trade that I'm showing you. Uh, give you a little more juice to your trade. This whole day, I believe it was geopolitical related, and the volume was very light for the range. So it probably would not take much for the market to trade through there. That's why I'm inclined to say that if we break out to the upside overnight, more than likely we'll probably gap. And the key is, do we hold the gap? The market must hold the gap. I believe the market should hold the gap for upside continuation. That would make sense. Let's just say if the market gaps, holds the gap, what do you got? You'll have clearly higher value. You're within a range that has light volume that the market can chew through that. And so what do you need for continuation on the trade? One time framing. Keep in mind there is no real serious economic news that's slated for tomorrow. So the market should trade on its own with the caveat that there is no geopolitical impeachment, China, Saudi Arabia, Iran, all that other stuff that typically can affect the market. Assuming no news, any new news drop, the market should be able to trade on its own. And so you can just use these references if you're long to just basically just follow along with the market. Um, that's really it. Should be a very, very, very readable day tomorrow. If the market pulls back in the overnight, the rubber meets the road here at the pullback low. If the market trades below the pullback low, once again, I talked about earlier, you can go with the breakout to the downside, the breakout from the inside day. Let me remove the overnight. You can go with the breakout from the inside day. Um, This point of control has technically been revisited because we closed below and we opened above. So technically, this point of control, which isn't really prominent at all, it's already been revisited. But if the market breaks out, market could be attracted to where volume was. So we want to keep that in mind. All right, folks, that's pretty much all I got. I'll provide a morning report once I get some more information from the overnight as far as what the market wants to do. And we'll see if we can make it happen tomorrow. So this is Olawale Okabola, Spartacus Trading Corporation, wishing you a good day.